Good evening, folks. This is a repair video, or well, I've actually diagnosed it, and what's happened is the right hand channel on this amplifier has actually gone faulty, and it's turned out that it's this little guy here, which is a TIP 30C transistor. And the problem with this transistor is it's actually gone leaky, and when I put it on the transistor checker, it says it's a diode, but obviously it's not a diode, and when I check it with a meter, it actually reads leaky across the base and the emitter. So that's the problem with that. The transistor is located, if I can get to it, it's located just here, just behind this other one here. And what happened was I was playing some records on it yesterday, and it went from playing the music to a hum. And I thought, because I was playing the music fairly loud, I thought I'd pardon me, I thought I'd fried the outputs, but I haven't. They're okay. And there's some capacitors up here. Bearing in mind these are 42-year or something old amplifiers. Let's get the camera in the right position. There we go. Now, as you can see, that's a foil capacitor, and the coating, the outside coating is coming off, and there's one behind it. And that one behind it, I've put all this back together so I don't lose anything. That one behind it is the same, so I'm going to recap that. I'm going to replace them. And I've also noticed that on these amplifiers there are no heatsink cream. There's no heatsink cream on the bracket here that joins to the heatsink, if you like, the plate here. Let's just zoom out. There we go. There's no heatsink cream on any of this, and there's none on the transistors because I took the transistors out to test them, and there's no heatsink cream, no heatsink compound on them either. So it's all got to be taken apart again for the heatsink cream to be done, and I'm going to do the same on the left channel. And we'll see where we go, see where that takes us. I've tested all the electrolytics are okay, which is good really. In respect, I haven't got any of them values in, so I don't have to replace them. I have checked both amplifiers, and they do appear to be okay. So just this little chap here's failed. Let you have a look at that, and I will pause for a minute while I go and check my tea, because I'm cooking my tea, and I will show you the results I get on the testers. I'll be back in a minute. Right, let's have a look at what this transistor does. This is the TIP 130C, 30C transistor. It's I think it's an NPN transistor. Can't remember whether it's NPN or PNP. Doesn't matter. But that's what it comes up as. Common cathode diode network. It's telling me that it is. and I did test the transistor from the left channel, and the transistor from the left channel tested correctly as what it should do. A bipolar transistor. So it has actually got leakage. This, because it shouldn't detect a transistor as a diode. So the transistor's obviously got leakage. Now, if we go to the multimeter. Right, now we're on the multimeter. I've got it set to the ohms range. Now if I try and do this one-handed, right, connect that. That to that. This is difficult one-handed. You have to be patient with me. There we go. Connect that to the other side there. Oh, I'm not going to say it. The lead's just slipped out of the crocodile clip. I'm not going to say it. Right, hang on a minute, folks. There we go. Right. That's reading 4.53 K. Now if I swap it round, the leads just fell out again, but it doesn't matter because we'll swap it round anyway. Slip that one into there, and then, excuse the dodgy camera work, there's not really much I can do about that. Now, and that's reading. Now we'll see where this stabilizes. Well, that's not stabilizing that, folks. That's that's a weird, that, isn't it? You know, that's strange, that, but that's what we're getting with that transistor. Indicating that transistor is indeed leaky, and basically, like I've already said, it actually it caused a hum, and it blew. It's easier to show you on the left. It blew this fuse here. It's easier to show you on the left. It blew this fuse here, which is obviously HT, which is obviously the positive. Some people call it the positive B plus. Some people call it the B plus, which is what it blew, and that's basically it. There's actually three TIP transistors in this. There's two 29s and a 30. Two 29s, TP29B, TP29, TP30C. I can't see the number on that one there, so I'll look at this one. This is where it really helps to have a video camera, doesn't it? Because you can zoom in, and that's the TIP29B as well. So there's two 29s and a 30 on it. But these amps are, and there's a transistor there which has got corrosion on it. There, look at that beauty. How about that one? But I have tested, like I say, I've tested the electrolytics on this, and they're all okay. But I will replace them anyway. They are all going to get replaced. basically because you know, they're what do you call it, they're 40 odd years old, so they are going to get replaced. And the other thing I found was weird was these three diodes that are located. I'll give you a quick look at these. There's three diodes. If the camera will focus. There we go. There's three diodes there, rather dusty looking diodes. Just on the heatsink there. I haven't got a clue what they are. I've not looked at the numbers. I will do, but I haven't done yet. And the transistors are RCA 40411s, if I remember rightly. No, they're not. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Yeah. Well, this channel they are. The left channel they are. The right channel are not. The right channel are different numbers. But right, it confuses me this because the screen, right, 2N3711 I think, or 771 sorry, is what they are. So either a set of these have been replaced, or whoever made the amplifier modules in the first place used different transistors. Not that it matters, they obviously do the same job, and they work, so that'll do. Anyway, everything else on here, apart from those few capacitors, everything else I'm pretty much happy with. It will all be thoroughly tested, and all these capacitors, all the electrolytics will be replaced. All the these green Mylar ones, I'll probably replace them. I'll probably do a full recap of it eventually. But the first thing is to get some heatsink cream when I get my wages on Friday. To get some heatsink cream, or heatsink compound as some people call it. And get these transistors off, get some heatsink cream applied, and get some applied between this plate here and the brown mounting bracket, because I think there should be heatsink cream on there. There's sort of like a greasy substance under it, but it's not heatsink compound. Feels more like Vaseline, but I don't know what it is. But it'll be thoroughly cleaned and be done properly anyway, because in my opinion it isn't done properly. It could be argued it's lasted 40 years. Yeah, it has. But was this thing actually used regularly? You don't know. You know, because disco consoles were known for blowing their amplifiers up. Anyway, folks, I'm going to end this here. I'm not going to get into too much of a rant. And that's where we're up to with that. Oh, by the way, if anybody knows, I've been all over the place, all over the net, and I cannot find the schematics for these amplifiers. The console is a newer, the original console is a NEWHAM audio Courier Deluxe Stereo, is what it was originally was. Obviously I've put a Cytronic mixer in it, but that's what it originally was. And there's no markings on the amplifier modules. I did have another module, I don't know where it's gone. Otherwise I wouldn't have gone to the trouble of buying a TIP transistor. I'd have took it off that, or even maybe replace the entire module. but I don't know where the spare I've got's gone. It's in here somewhere, I just can't find it. But I could do with if anyone knows, it seems to be very elusive. Either that or I'm looking in the wrong place. I could really do with a schematic, because the value of these capacitors up here, the value of these capacitors up here is not very well printed, and I can't read it, and like I say, the outer coating's peeling off them, so, and I can't read let's try it with the camera. Oops. No, you can't read it, so let's just put my glasses back on. No. It's unreadable, so if anybody knows where I might obtain a schematic, please leave it in the comments below. And thank you very much for watching, folks, and that's all. Bye for now.